In today's video, we are gonna unbox and take a first look at the Lenovo Ideapad 5 Pro. This is the 16-inch version and the Intel version that I just managed to get my hands on. I bought the i5 model with the MX450 GPU together with 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB SSD. This also comes with a 2.2K 120 Hz 16:10 matte screen with 100% sRGB color coverage. So I think this is going to be a super interesting laptop and the first 16-inch laptop that I'm testing and reviewing in this channel. I've been a little bit slow in making videos during June, and that is because I've been working a lot on my digital marketing business. And therefore we are also in a different shooting location today. So this is all gonna be shot in my new office that we moved into roughly a month ago here in Gothenburg, Sweden. If you like this video after watching it, I would be super happy if you want to put a like on the video, and if you want to communicate with me, you can find me either in the comment section below or on Instagram, where I'm also at W2Best. Time to do the unboxing of the Lenovo Ideapad 5 Pro. This has been a long time coming, and it's been a few months since I made my video about this and said that it's probably gonna be delayed. It has been delayed a ton, but finally I was able to get my hands on one with the Intel CPU and 16-inch screen here in the Nordic region where I'm at. This is the shipping box that it came in. And it's not an awfully large shipping box like I have experienced with some other brands where I bought laptops before. And it's a very plain outer shipping box, but it has a hole cut out here where it displays the spec of the laptop. Storm Gray Ideapad 5 Pro 16, and it is 16 GB RAM, 512 GB SSD. 4-cell battery and comes with Windows 10 Pro. So this is the first Windows 10 Pro laptop I have reviewed on this channel, I think. So that's gonna be quite interesting. Although now that Windows 11 is around the corner, maybe the Windows Home versus Pro is not that interesting anymore. Let's bring out an appropriately sized unboxing knife and get into this package and see if there is another box in here that has some more flair to it. Yeah, we get into another box immediately, which is pretty much the same style as this outer one. So it's just a brown Lenovo box, big Lenovo logo in the front. You have this battery logo in the back. You got a Lenovo sticker covering the opening. And then you just have some info as I was looking at before there on the side. That is pretty much it. So let's get into this one and see if this is our final box or if there's more coming up here. That was indeed our final box, and here is the contents of this box. So Lenovo usually has a separate power cable to the charger that comes with their laptops. I think it's gonna come with a 95-watt USB-C charger, and that is my hope. Here we have a classic Lenovo 95-watt charger. And this is a great charger. It is fast, it is not too big for being 95 watt, and it is USB-C. So that means there's gonna be 2 USB-C ports on this guy, which I find to be an amazing feature for a 16-inch laptop and not that common with PCs. Then we are gonna get into the main laptop here. There is nothing else in the box. Here we have the packaging and an information leaflet stuck in there. It comes with some security info. This is a quick start guide. And then we just have the main unit here. Let's just feel the weight of this laptop. This is supposed to be around 2 kilograms, and it is of course heavier than the 14-inch devices that I've been used to reviewing here on this channel. But it's not super heavy. It is probably a bit heavier than my Dell Inspiron 15, but it's not by a big amount. Alright, first look of this laptop. As you can see there, it has some pretty rounded edges, which is a nice design feature. And then on the bottom here we have some big ventilation grills. We've got the speakers underneath here. Bottom firing speakers is not the thing I am a biggest fan of, but I hope these speakers will sound okay. Let's open the laptop up and we'll see if we can open it with one hand. Yeah, that worked really well. One finger opening, no problem at all. One thing that I realized immediately that is actually a huge problem is that there are some pretty obvious scratches in the screen here. And I'm not really sure what to make of this. How is it even possible that a laptop that I literally unboxed 5 minutes ago, or less than 5 minutes ago, have that amount of scratches as this has got in the screen? I worked on polishing the screen for a little while and I actually managed to remove all of that. So it was actually not scratches, it was more some kind of dirt that was on the screen when the laptop arrived to me from the Lenovo store. Is there any sharp edges around here where the chassis gets mounted together? And here is definitely a little bit of a sharp edge there. So it's not perfect in terms of how the chassis is mounted to the bottom plate here. In the front part though, it looks really good. It is sitting flush against the chassis. And here on the other side, you also have a little bit of a sharp edge there on the side over there. So that's not perfect in terms of quality feel either. But when just feeling the laptop and the material of it, it really has a good quality feel to the material. So that's really nice to see. This is feeling like it's going to be a high quality laptop. Let's have a look at the very interesting port selection of the Ideapad 5 Pro 16-inch laptop. On this left-hand side, you've got one USB-C port. This is supposedly for charging and works for data transfer. Then you have an HDMI 1.4 port. A little bit annoying that they chose to not put HDMI 2.0 in there, but this should work with my use cases, so it's gonna be pretty okay still, I think. Then we've got a Thunderbolt port, which is great to see in the Ideapad 5 collection. But one Thunderbolt port, it seems like, which is different from my Yoga Slim 7 Pro that has 2 Thunderbolt ports in both its USB-C ports. Then we have a 3.5mm headphone microphone combo jack, which is usually part of laptops, except some of ASUS's offerings. On the right hand side, we have a full-size SD card reader, which is really nice to see in a laptop like this. And then we have 2 USB-A ports. As you can see, you have the numerical keyboard there, and you have a very nice looking Lenovo keyboard with some ample spacing in between the keys. You have this very side adjusted trackpad. I've never really seen a trackpad that much adjusted to the side, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how I think this works to be using this on a daily basis. The trackpad has a normally good quality feel to it. It definitely has a bit too much of travel when I push down here in the corners, but it's overall feeling good quality and it doesn't rattle, which is sometimes the case with trackpads in PC laptops. So it's really nice to see a non-rattling trackpad. The first feel of the keyboard is that it is a pretty standard Lenovo keyboard, the way these keyboards usually feel. So I think this is something that you are very used to if you've used Lenovo keyboards before. There is a little bit of keyboard flex, as you can see there. I'm pushing down really hard now. It flexes a little bit, but this is not much. So that's pretty good in terms of quality feel for the keyboard area. Another interesting thing, as you can see here, is that it almost looks like there is a speaker grill here. It could be for speakers or it could be for ventilation. I'm actually not sure which one it is. Maybe it's not actually used for anything, maybe it's just a design detail, but I want to point this out. Up here we have the power button and we're gonna switch the laptop on soon to see how the first look of the display is. If you want to know how this compares to a 15.6-inch laptop, here you can see it side by side with my Dell Inspiron 15-7000. The Lenovo Ideapad 5 Pro on the left hand side is a 16:10 aspect ratio laptop, and the Dell Inspiron 15 is a 16:9 aspect ratio. As you can see, the Ideapad is larger, and also the screen fills out a lot more, especially of that bottom chin there, where the Dell is actually quite big. Let's switch the Ideapad 5 Pro on and see what I think about the screen. This Ideapad 5 Pro comes with a matte screen, and it is a 350 nit brightness screen with supposedly 120 Hz refresh rate, which is something I find incredibly interesting in a laptop of this size, together with the MX450 that this guy has. It should also have 100% sRGB color coverage, and as you can see when the Lenovo logo starts up there, it looks pretty good at the first glance. We're gonna let it start up a bit more and then come back and look closer at it. When starting Windows up here, we get into this Lenovo Welcome that I haven't seen before, but here we get to choose quite a lot of different options. And as you can see down there on the right hand side, you also have McAfee. As usual, the most worthless bloatware that I immediately uninstall right after getting into the computer. Then when closing this away, we get presented with the screen. And I gotta say, this looks pretty amazing. You have a 16:10 aspect ratio screen, 120 Hz, and it's a 2.2K screen. This is really nice to see. Very pleasantly surprised about this matte, relatively bright and very color accurate screen right here. There is no coil whine at all coming from this unit. However, right now in this relatively idle state, the fans are kicking in a little bit, not much, but they are on. And this is something that I'm gonna keep good track of when I'm using this laptop to make sure that this is not a unit where the fans are constantly running. That is it for my unboxing and first look of the Lenovo Ideapad 5 Pro. Very excited to finally have this unit in, to be able to try it for a few weeks and then come back with the full review of this unit. Let me know if there's anything special you want me to look at with this unit, and if you have any questions about anything related to it, please let me know down in the comments below and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Have a really nice day, and then I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!